Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Now, this is going to be a video on how you can buy Monero in the cheapest way possible. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is that having been in crypto since 2017, only now after all these years, I've realized just how much money I've lost in fees and other different things as a result of buying crypto, because a lot of things that I didn't understand. My main purchase was simply to turn my fiat into the cryptocurrency I wanted, and I didn't really think about like these little 0.1% fees or 1% fees here and there. They just didn't seem relevant to me at the time. But the reason why I'm making this video is because the longer you stay in crypto, the more money that you're going to spend on these fees, and the more they're going to add up. And I'm going to show you what these fees are, and I'm using Monero as an example here, although this is something that applies to all crypto, because Monero just has a lot of spreads and stuff like that, and I'm going to show this down here. So if you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and you scroll down to Monero markets, you're going to see all the different exchanges that sell Monero, and what I'm going to show you should shock you, although it probably won't unless I point this out first. So the largest by volume exchange that sells Monero is KuCoin, and the biggest trading pair is USDT. And the trading volume is 25 million. Now, 25 million is a very small amount of money compared to other significant trading pairs. And if you're in a market that's only got $25 million in it, then you're going to be more subject to spreads. Now, what are spreads? It says here spread of 0.05%. Now, I'll explain it like this. I've got Kraken up here, and you can see here the market price is essentially the most recently traded price, right? And the price here is $221.20. So theoretically, that means the very last time that Monero was traded, it was bought or sold at this price. And CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, these price aggregators, they take the last traded price of most of the major exchanges, and they kind of make an average of them, and this is the price here. Now, what we can see here is how it works on an exchange, though, is you don't actually ever truly buy at market price. What you do is you end up buying the orders that are on the order book. So as you can, all these red and green bars here, what they are is they represent orders made by maybe one individual or many individuals. And what you see here is you see the quantity. So the quantity might be 0.7 Monero, right? And the price is at $221. So there's all these people that are trying to sell the Monero at this price here, and they're waiting for a buy order to match with them, right? And the next, the buy order, the best buy order here is at $220, and it's waiting to be matched with a sell order. Now, these orders will just stick here, and they're kind of just waiting for someone to do a market buy. So a market buy essentially means that someone is buying whatever is the cheapest thing on the order book. So if someone does a market buy, they're gonna, let's just say if someone wants to buy 10 Monero, what will happen is they're gonna consume all these sell orders. They're going to consume this one here at $221, $221.18, $221.19, $221.30, $220, and so on and so forth until 10 Monero is bought. And by the time that his order is completely fulfilled, you never know, that individual he may have had an average purchase price that is significantly higher than what is stated on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or whatever, one of these price aggregators. He may have ended up spending, you know, on average, like maybe it could be the market price that he purchased at. The average is maybe $223. So he could have paid significantly more by purchasing at market price. And this is usually why it's recommended to buy at limit. But the reason why I wouldn't say that's the best, so you might say, well, then it's better to buy at limit. But so limit ordering, it does the opposite. Instead of buying at market, where you're basically just consuming the orders that are already on the order book, what you've got is a situation where you create an order and you wait for someone else to fulfill it. Now, this does a few things. This will decrease the fees that you're going to pay, but also it's going to allow you to buy and sell at the exact price that you want. The downside is that you have to be patient and wait for other people to fulfill your order. And you might think, well, that's no problem. But if you're in a market like Monero, where there's a very low trading volume, then it could take quite a while for it to be fulfilled. And something that isn't really talked about often is the fact that what if there is a spike in the price? Let's just say you're buying Monero at, say, $221.14. What if the moment you make that order, the price just continues to go up? It might go up slowly or it might go up fast, but your opportunity to buy at that rate has gone away. And because crypto is so volatile, you don't know when that price is going to go back to that time. Now, you can be patient and say, well, the market's maybe a bit bullish now and I'll just wait for it to be bearish. But the price is so unpredictable that, in my opinion, it's actually not really worth it to do limit orders, simply because it's just too volatile and you can't guarantee that the price is going to go back to $221. And maybe if you've decided, I don't mind waiting a week for it to go down to that stage, maybe it goes up and then it comes back down to that price, maybe you decide you don't mind waiting. But if you want your crypto now and you don't want to wait a week or maybe a month, then that's when market buys are good. So what I want to tell you about in this video is how to evaluate the cheapest places to buy Monero, and I'm going to give 3 recommendations simply from what you can see here. So my 3 recommendations is, first, I've selected by 24-hour trading volume, and I've also selected for volume percentage. So that means that on KuCoin, which is number 1 right now, 36% of all spot trading volume is going through KuCoin, which means they've got the highest volume and it's likely that they've got the lowest spreads. So that means if their order book is so filled up with different orders, so here, like, I'll go back to this example. The first sell order that you see here is $221.19, but it's only got 0.7 Monero in there. So if you wanted to buy 10 Monero or like 100 Monero or something like that, you would have to consume huge amounts of the order book and you'd lose a lot of money on the spread. So what an ideal situation would be is if instead, maybe on KuCoin or something like that, where there's a lot more volume, maybe this one here, the one that's, the first sell order that you see here, which would be the cheapest price, maybe instead of only having 0.7 Monero, maybe it's got 7 Monero in there, right? So the larger the amount of Monero that is in the order books, the closer you are to the real market rate and the less money you're going to waste on spreads. So you can see here where it says spread, it shows you the average, and this is not a science. This is not guaranteed that you'll only lose 0.05% in spreads, but this is on average. If you were to do a market buy, you're likely to lose 0.05% on spreads if you do it on KuCoin. Now, the next thing to evaluate is I want to see what the spot trading fee is on KuCoin. And on KuCoin here, it's kind of a tiered system, so the more you trade, the lower the spot trading volume is. But I'm assuming that none of you guys are big whales, so this is probably not going to apply to you. If you look here, the spot trading volume of someone with this amount of trading volume, so if you do less than 1 million or something like that, the maker-taker fee is 1%. Oh, sorry, 0.1%. So in total, with the spread, you're going to pay 0.15% in fees, and you might think, oh, it's not really a lot, and granted, it's a lot better than others on this list, which is why I would recommend it. But to give you an idea about what you'd be spending, you'd basically be spending $15 for every 10,000 Monero that you buy. And also consider this as well. You're not just buying the Monero. This is like USDT to XMR. So think about like how much it costs for you to turn your fiat into USDT and then your USDT into Monero. It could end up costing like, say, $30 in total for every $10,000 you buy. But still, I believe that this is the cheapest option. But guys, before I continue, I just want to mention that if you're interested in buying cryptocurrency and Monero in particular without KYC, you can use my referral link in the description down below for peer-to-peer crypto exchange Noons. And you can do so on Bitpapa as well. Bitpapa doesn't require any KYC. The problem with some of the spot exchanges that I'm recommending here, like KuCoin, is that they require KYC and other invasive information that you probably not want to give if you're a Monero trader. So if you're interested in buying Monero without KYC, you can do so on Bitpapa. They've got a lot of different payment methods you can use. You can use bank transfer, SEPA, Revolut, TransferWise, Payoneer, all of the big fintech platforms you can use to buy Monero without KYC. So use my referral link in the description down below. Now, the second one that I want to recommend is HTX. So HTX has got 13% of the trading volume, and it's got 0.6% in its spread. So in total, you would spend basically $16 for every $10,000 of Monero that you buy. But actually, you know what? Let me just double check that. I think it is, what are the fees? Oh, actually, if you're doing just a normal spot trade on HTX, it's 0.2%. So in total, you'd pay so you'd basically pay $26 for every $10,000 of Monero that you spend. It's not great, but it's better than everything else on this list. And maybe just a bit of a backstory. I hope I don't get too sidetracked with this, but one of the motivations I have as well for making this video was that I was on local Monero, which is a peer-to-peer crypto exchange. It doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. And I'd be doing a lot of Monero trading on there. And at the time, I didn't know how the spread stuff worked, and I ended up losing a lot of money on like when I was trying to arbitrage the price, like, you know, buying and selling Monero. I was using Kraken at the time, and I just happened to be using it during a month where the volume was extremely low, and I didn't realize how much money I was losing until like I did a full audit of myself, and I realized that I'd actually been losing like, you know, 1 to 2% every single time I traded Monero, and I was like selling Monero at like, you know, like 3% or something like that. So in the end, I was basically making no money, and it took me a while to realize this mistake. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video about Monero, because a lot of you are buying Monero maybe just for cold storage, or maybe you're actually doing something with it like buying and selling, and you probably don't realize how much you're getting wrecked on these fees. So it's really worth thinking about. Now, the last one I want to recommend, which is the one I recommend the most, is MEXC. Now, MEXC has only the third highest percentage of the total trading volume at around 7%. The spreads are at 0.1%, which is much more than HTX and KuCoin. But the reason why I recommend MEXC a lot more than others is simply because of their spot trading fee, which is extremely competitive. And I don't know if they'll be like this forever, because I know MEXC is a fairly new exchange, and I don't know if like later on they're going to change their fees, but their main selling point is just the fact that they've got just ridiculously low fees. Like, you just can't find this anywhere. So the taker fee is 0.05%. So taker basically means you're the one making the limit order. You're not like doing the market order where you're just consuming orders already on the order book. So you're basically creating an order for someone else to consume. And sorry, that's if you're a maker. If you're a maker, you're basically creating a limit order for other people to consume. And if you do that and someone fulfills your order, it costs 0%, which is incredibly good. But let's just say you take my advice from before and you decide that limit orders aren't so good because you could be waiting a week for all you know for the price to go to where you want it to go, because maybe just this price suddenly spikes up or spikes down or whatever, and your order doesn't get fulfilled, and you decide you want to be a taker and you want to do a market order and consume the orders that are already on the order book, so you can just quickly get your Monero and go about your day, you'd only spend 0.05%, which is incredibly low. So 0.05% plus the spread of, what is it, 0.1%. So in total, that comes down to $15. So it's roughly equal to what you'd be paying on KuCoin. Actually, no, it should be the same. It should be roughly the same or what you'd be spending on KuCoin. But if you want to sign up to MEXC, I do have a bonus that you can use. If you use my referral link in the description down below, then you can actually get $10 for depositing $500. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any questions about how to trade Monero, or how to get Monero without KYC, anything about these kinds of things, you can leave me a comment in the description down below, and I'll see you next time.